Is it okay to take notes in your doctor job interview? Well, let me answer that question in this video. Hello there, I'm Dr. Anthony Llewellyn, the career doctor. I'm basically a doctor who's a bit of a medical HR nerd, and I'm here to help you with your medical career. So a question came up in one of the coaching sessions that I was running with a trainee doctor the other day. And the question was, are notes a good thing or a bad thing in your interview? So is it okay to take notes or other written material into the interview? So as an experienced coach working in the medical recruitment arena, I do believe that taking some notes in with you to your interview is a good idea. But you do need a system for this, otherwise it can backfire on you badly. So what I will do in this video is take you through the pros and cons of notes in the interview, some tips and my suggested strategy for notes, so you can take advantage of my experience. And at the end of the video, I will talk to you about how you can get even more tips and strategies to help in your next doctor job interview. So stick around for that. So first things first, there are some times when it's not acceptable to take notes with you to the doctor job interview, but these will generally be pretty clear and apparent. Sometimes you'll be specifically instructed not to bring notes. The most common reason for this is the interview is going to take on a more structured format, such as one of those multiple mini interview processes where it can be a bit distracting and practically difficult to be carrying notes as you're moving between interview station rooms. In my opinion, this is really the only time you should not take notes with you to the interview. On all the other occasions, I recommend that you do take in some notes. I actually recommend that you take a portfolio of relevant written material with you to the interview, and I've made a video about this previously which I will link to. So, how do you make best use of notes for the doctor job interview? Well, the most important thing that you want to do is ensure that they are actual notes. In general, I suggest you want no more than 1 page of key points and issues that you think are relevant to discuss in the interview. Use bullet points and try to avoid lengthy sentences. What you don't want is scripted answers to questions you have predicted. This won't work for a bunch of reasons, including it will sound rehearsed, you'll be losing eye contact with the panel, and you run the risk of missing a subtle element in the question and giving the wrong answer completely because you've got a formulaic response. So notes, please. Here is my suggested approach for you. Draw up a page with a series of columns. It may make sense to turn this on the side and make it landscape. In your first column, you place your selection criteria. In your next column, you place key points that you want to discuss related to those criteria. In your next column, you place the examples that you want to talk about that demonstrate that you meet those criteria, but not the full example, just a reminder like, example, successful dealing with conflict in the ICU term. That's it. You may want to add other columns in if that makes sense to you. I do run through some other suggestions in my interview skills course, but these are the key elements I suggest you include for your notes. You probably have already done this when you put in your application for the job, but now's a great time to review if you've got all of that information right. So, how should you use these notes? So what I suggest that you do is when you go in for your interview and sit down, turn the notes over so that you can't see them straight away, or close your portfolio if you're using one of those. If it's a video interview, have the notes ready, but in a closed window on your desktop computer so you're not distracted by them. At the outset, I do recommend that you specifically let the panel know that you have made some notes that you might refer to in the interview, so it doesn't look awkward or seem a surprise when you do. Here are my suggested words for you. I'd just like to let you know that in preparing for and researching the post, I made a few notes of key points that I thought would be relevant to discuss today, and I might refer to them as part of my answering. So what we're doing here is letting the panel know that you have done some research, letting the panel know that you have put some real thought into the role, letting the panel know that you are the type of person who likes to be organised, analytical and be prepared. And I would argue that it's hard to argue with any of these personal traits in a doctor. Now, for the first couple of questions or so, try to avoid looking at your notes. Just answer the questions as best as you can without your notes based upon what you've gone over in your personal interview preparation or with your interview coach if you use one of those. Once you get to say the third question, think about now reviewing your notes. You will have had quite a discussion with the panel already. So after that question, indicate you're going to refer to your notes. It's likely at this point you will have covered off on a lot of things that you're wanting to talk about, but maybe there was something you specifically wanted to discuss which is relevant to this particular question. Feel free to do this for each remaining question. You don't have to though if you feel things are going well, but do actively refer to your notes when you get to the end of the interview. You'll know when this is when you get the inevitable final, do you have any questions for the panel question. Do this bit always. Say, before I ask any questions, I'm just going to go over my notes in case there is something important that I wanted to let you know about that we didn't get the opportunity to discuss today. Go over your notes, and if there is something crucial that you didn't get to talk about, then now's your opportunity. Now, at the start of this video, I mentioned that I have a bunch of other tips and strategies that can help you out. You can check out my interview coaching services and my doctor job interview skills course on the Advanced Med website. These have helped hundreds of doctors just like yourself be better prepared for their next interview, whether they be resident doctors, trainee doctors, consultant doctors, or international doctors. But before you go do that, I want you to click on the link that will either be on your screen right now or in the description below the video entitled Free Doctor Job Interview Training. This link lets you register for a webinar that I'm currently hosting where I teach you how to prepare effectively and efficiently for your next doctor job interview and how best to handle the most common question that comes up in the doctor job interview. So I really look forward to meeting up with you in that training. Once again, it's completely free to attend. Please leave me some comments or questions below and subscribe, and I will see you in another video.